feeling here is you're going to do some retraining of your relationship with her.
Okay.
And this is how we see it going down. She comes into the room, comes into your space, comes into conversation with you, starts acting in this way, acting out, and you immediately shut it down. Now the way you're going to shut it down, most likely, to be most comfortable, is to excuse yourself from the conversation immediately. It will be awkward at first. But someone needs to draw a line in the sand for you, which means you need to draw a line in the sand for you. So it's, you don't, see, the temptation is to put up. You're going with her flow.
Yeah, or try to change the subject.
Yeah.
Or try to get an activity that
No.
we can do that's different than...
It hasn't worked yet, right?
No, it hasn't worked
Everything
yet.
you've tried hasn't worked.
16 years.
Okay! Time to do mad scientist. You know, and by mad scientist we mean to experiment in the dynamic you're already familiar with. We've said this to you guys about your work questions, right? Experiment in the dynamic you're familiar with before you just run off to a new dynamic. So, she comes in, blah, 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 starts going, and you immediately excuse yourself from her presence, or answer the question you wish she had asked, or ignore her completely. Those are the three things we would suggest doing. So you excuse yourself, you answer the question you wish she had asked.
So if she'll engage on that level, I can continue the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she comes in, you know, doing nitty-pitty.
Or something really negative.
Can you believe he's wearing that hat? Oh, yeah. You can
yeah.
just say, God, this is such a great event.
Yeah.
Right? You answer the question. That's the tool there. You answer the question you wish she had asked. Or you speak about something you wish she had spoken about. And she may not even realize you've changed the subject. The most unconscious people typically do not even realize you're using this tool on them. It is one of the most hilarious things you get to do as a light worker, is to answer the question you wish they had asked. That tool, when you get comfortable using that tool, you will be laughing so hard you will not be able to stand it. You will literally laugh in the middle of the conversation.
Like watching politicians when they get interviewed, they're very good at that.
Exactly.
Answering completely different questions.
Yes, they
answer somewhere else.
That's a perfect example of how this works, and people just go along with it.
Yeah.
So you answer the question, or you make a statement in regard to something else. So what a good thing to be doing is when you show up, you want to be on the lookout for where the toilets are, where the refreshments are, because you could always excuse yourself. Oh, look, and this is always a funny one. Your glass is full, and you say, look at that, I need a fresh drink. And you just wander off. And she'll just be like, and then she'll just, but see, the thing is her commitment to low vibrational conversation is so strong, she'll find someone else.
Oh, yes.
You've just been the person who has been kind enough to suck it up for 16 years.
Actually, my family likes to have me around because I help suck up some of
it. Yeah. So now you're going to be the one who helps show how we don't.
More over here. Yeah. We'll kind of diffuse some of it.
Yeah. So you've got keep an eye out for where the refreshments are.
Yeah.
And where the toilets are, and immediately look around for things that you are drawn to that you can use in conversation. So this is like an active thing you're doing. You look around and you think, oh God, look how beautiful the flowers are. Look at how lovely the refreshments are. Wow, everyone seems very tall. Whatever you can think of. So that you have a few things in mind, right? This is good for you too.
Oh, yes,
yeah. Right. So you have a few things in mind so that as soon as she starts in, you can go, you know, when she says, ready, 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 you can say, oh, aren't the flowers beautiful? And then I gotta go to the bathroom and, oh, my drink's empty. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's worth it. Definitely worth a conscious try.
And then the hilarious thing will be is when you catch her talking to other people about how frequently you go to the bathroom, and you know the whole time you've been in the bathroom you're like playing a game on your cell phone, you know, while you're in there because you're in there for so long, or you know she's making a comment about how many drinks you've gotten because you've run off to the refreshment table. Chances are she will start talking about you, so be prepared. She will probably need to start talking about you.
Because she'll be frustrated.
And because you're demanding her change.
Right.
So you become the focus of her discomfort about change. And that is just a big celebration red flag that says it's working. Because if she's focusing on you, actually consciously out loud focusing on you, then that gets that energy that's been built up underneath that hasn't been actually expressed authentically. She's got a problem with you because you're her man's other woman by being his daughter, which is creepy. But she's got it going on. Lots of women do. So you know that, and you can have complete compassion for the fact that that's what's going on underneath. She's older. She's in a pattern.
She's actually about my age.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good creation. A year older. This is one of those powerful creations, man. We love it when you guys get up there and tell your creation stories. Okay, so it's all, does it see how it all?
Yeah. Yeah, because I was the first daughter and kind of, you know.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So what is going to probably happen as well as her, you know, having comments about you. And the thing is, if someone says to you, so-and-so, you know, she's making, oh my God, she, you know, she told me you're in the bathroom all the time. You mean, yeah, I got to get away from her. You can tell the truth about it. You should come with me.
Let's all go to the bathroom.
Yeah, let's all go to the bathroom. You know, would you rather talk to her or go to the bathroom? You know, there's like a really pretty painting outside of the bathroom, and I just stared at it for like 20 minutes because I just didn't want to go back and talk to her anymore. Right? You can be completely authentic about it. So if she says to you, my dear, you've had to go to the bathroom many times. You said, yeah, I've really had to go. You know, you don't have to say I had to go to get away from you. You can say, I really had to go. Because
you really just physically separating myself from it repeatedly will break the pattern.
No. What we think is that physically separating yourself tells you and your body, it's like when we do short factual statements and you put a period at the end, physically separating yourself tells your body we're doing something different. That's what that does. And answering the question you wish she had asked gives you the opportunity to say, I am going to continue to emanate the truth of me, and I'm going to continue to want something new here.
Right.
And noticing things that catch your eye is staying in a high vibrational conscious place rather than going, oh God, here I am with a family. It's going to be horrible. They're going to want me to suck it up. I'm going to be drained. Yeah. Instead, you're immediately going, what attracts me in this room?
Yeah.
What's beautiful in this room?
Nice. Yeah.
You know, that's really what it is. See, we're not trying to change the woman, right? We're trying to give you every opportunity to be the Laura we know, regardless of where you go.
Right.
That's really what we're doing here. And these tools work.
Not have to be hurt. You know, not have to be drained.
Because
it takes me like a day or two to recover after being around her sometimes.
The draining, the hurting, the falling, all of that is how you have been trying to set a fuzzy boundary to get away from her. Right? Oh, I don't feel well, I'm going to go lie down. No, I'm just going to go sit in the toilet and I'm going to take my iPad with me. Right? You're like, I got my iPad in my purse. Because I know that if this woman starts in like she normally does, I'm going to need to be in the John for an hour. And what we want you to feel confident doing, we're not sure you'll pull this off, but we hope you do, because we'd love to hear about it, is if you, let's say she does, and you get up and you go to the bathroom, or you get up and excuse yourself or whatever, and you come back and sit down, and she starts in again, 5 seconds later, get up again.
And just separate from it.
This is kind of like when you're teaching the toddler, you know, they have, Veronica, the only thing she ever knows about toddlers she learned from the show Super Nanny. That's all she knows about kids, is what she sees on that show. And the only thing the thing that they really focus on is, you know, the naughty step, right? And you put the kid on the naughty step because the kid's been naughty, and you say, look, you've been naughty, you have to stay here for a minute. You set the timer, and the kid gets up and runs to the house. And you get the kid back, and you put him on the step, and you say, naughty step for a minute. And sometimes it takes 4 hours to get the kid to sit on the step for a minute. But the next time, it doesn't take 4 hours, right? You're basically putting her on the naughty step, right? You're saying, you're naughty. And so because you're naughty, you don't get my attention. You don't get my company. You don't get my willingness to suck up your crap. Yeah. In essence, that's what you're doing. We're just giving that as a funny example. We're not telling her you're putting, well, you kind of are, but it's still sort of not one of our normal examples. But yeah, you're doing the same thing, is what you're saying is, if to the kid, you're saying, if you want to be part of the family and do all the things that the family has, there are certain guidelines for behavior. You know, you can't like hit mom in the face. Okay, that's naughty. Well, what she's doing is energetically doing a similar kind of thing. And you're saying, you don't get my companionship. Now, When your dad comes to you and say, Laura, you've just been acting so strange, you can say, I know, Dad, I feel kind of different today. Right? You just acknowledge. Because you are acting strange to him. So you say, yes, Dad, I feel different today. This is where vulnerability, not weakness, is your answer. When you set these boundaries and people come to you and either call you a bitch or tell you you're selfish or tell you you're acting weird or whatever language they're going to put, because remember, you're changing, that's when you fall into what? You fall into feet under shoulders truth, which is vulnerability. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Don't have to explain. Don't have to justify. Yes, I know. I felt quite different today, too.
See what then it's back in their
And then it's back in their lap.
Yeah,
now it's in their lap to decide, how do I relate to the Laura who is different today?
Yeah.
And that's up to him. And he may say, well, we're going home. You say, and that's like what we said to Renee. Yeah, thank God. That's like what we said to Renee, which is, you know, you draw the line, and if the line needs to be, I get these shifts or I resign, and the line with these people is, you go back to sucking up our energy and getting ill, or we're going home. Dad, if those are the two choices you're giving me, I'm going to choose me every single freaking time.
Right.
Because now I know how to set that boundary. I'm not just going to